I want to thank you for coming. When they asked me to make a speech on behalf of St. Peter's, it was really a blessing. I also was a little nervous. I don't usually get nervous, but I was a little nervous. What can I speak on behalf of St. Peter's? But what has given me strength was that they say a lot about St. Peter's in church. So I decided to write my speech. It's in English. Allow me to read it, because those were my thoughts as I put them on a paper of what I felt to speak today. So I'm going to read it line by line, but I would like you to pay attention to me and listen to every word I say. And please, DJ, please don't cut off my microphone. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we gather to honor our vicar and to thank each of you for being here. I sincerely appreciate everyone who participated in the service today and the reception, as well as every member of St. Peter's, what we call our Spark family, who worships here with dedication. Who worships here with dedication, love, and understanding. St. Peter's Anglican Church welcomes you all. Wherever you're coming from, whoever you are always welcome at St. Peter's. Our mission reminds us that we are a place for everyone. And our vision as a church calls us to encourage one another and build each other. That is found in 1 Thessalonians 5:11. This spirit is woven into our diocesan core guiding values of love. The values of love, which is embracing God's grace and sharing it generously. The value of courage, which is moving boldly and creatively into the future. Community, which is building deep, transformative, and inclusive connections. Adaptability, evolving to meet the needs of the 21st century, and especially as a community and to our growing children. And the last value that we believe in as a diocese is the joy. Celebrating the gospel and finding hope in Christ. Thank you to everyone who has made this celebration possible through your time, resources, prayers, encouragement, and steadfast support. We also recognize the congregation of St. Peter's and the leaders, the congregation at Christ Church and their leaders who partner with us to care for this community, for this building, and host events together every year. We are truly grateful. This December, I want you all to listen to this. St. Peter's will mark 20 years. Many of you have been here from the beginning, worshiping faithfully. When we first gathered as an Anglican community here in Boston, none of us knew what the future would hold. Today, we give thanks to all who have made this journey possible. Over the years, we have experienced many transitions, but God has remained guided by our retired bishops, Bishop Getz, Bishop Harris, Bishop Gallagher, and under the pastoral leadership Rev Kezlon Semanda, St. Peter's has grown earning the name of the Stone Church, or Biyinja in Uganda, as we call in the community. We are proud that St. Peter's is the first Ugandan Anglican congregation and a mission in the Episcopal Church in the USA. Yeah, please clap. And the first to sponsor an individual to priesthood, our Reverend Deacon William Chiwanuka Kaziwe. We are the first. He has been mentored by many of you sitting up here and all of you who are on this side. We sincerely thank our bishop, whom affectionately our vicar calls Mama Bishop Julia Whitworth, and the diocesan staff for their godly love and ongoing work, especially in advocating for marginalized communities like us, who are also immigrants. Please let her know, Reverend Tim, let the bishop know that we appreciate all the work she's doing. We'll see her on Instagram, on Facebook, going places, advocating for people in Boston. But please let her know that the housing challenges affect not only Boston, but also Washington, where many of our parishioners are moving away for similar reasons, and they have to travel far to come to church. We hope she can collaborate with the Waltham Mayor. She was here earlier today. And we remain grateful for the diocese's renewed commitment to supporting small congregations like ours. 20 years ago, I met a doctoral candidate at Boston University. During an American-style kind of reception, not similar to ours, we discussed many topics. But one piece of wisdom he shared has stayed with me. He said, focus on the issues and leave the non-issues. He reminded me that what seems like an issue today may become the norm tomorrow. How true that is. Just as it once seemed impossible for a black man to become president of the United States, now any black child can inspire to be that. Okay, now let me focus on the issues. St. Peter's Anglican Church is part of the Episcopal Church in the United States, which is a member of the Church of the Worldwide Anglican Communion. The Anglican Communion is a global family of churches united by our shared faith, our worship, our tradition, and our commitment to following Jesus Christ. Every day here at St. Peter's, we focus on the real issues. St. Peter's is here. We have been here for 2 years, and God willing, will continue to be here. We also thank bishops who helped establish this place as our home. Many of you may not know these names. Some of you I'm going to remind you. The late Bishop Shaw and Bishop Sidahom, and the Uganda bishops, the late Miss Sweli, no, I think I wrote the name wrong. The Bishop Bujimbi and Bishop Bukenya, who is still alive, when they visited the United States in 2007, they traveled to the Barbara C. Harris in New Hampshire to meet with Bishop Shaw and Bishop Sidahom, affirming that as Anglicans, because at that time we are going to a church in the Methodist Church, they affirmed that as Anglicans from Uganda in the USA, the Episcopal Church is where we belong. May the souls of those who have departed rest in peace. We also thank Reverend Sarah Owen, the then rector here at Christ Church, who welcomed us into this building, and the Reverend Black, who worked closely with us while we waited for the stranger. Their kindness will never be forgotten. Now, I would like to recognize the first licensed Episcopal priest to serve St. Peter's. He baptized the first children in our church. They were twins, who are now in college and lives in New Hampshire, and celebrated that first communion with us that day. That's the stranger I met at Boston University. He has continued to serve, encourage, and teach us, even showing us how to grow sunflowers. Please join me in thanking that stranger I met 20 years ago, not knowing that what the future would hold. Join me to thank the Reverend Dr. Kapia and his family. Thank you. I didn't know that one day will be a rector at this church 20 years ago. So therefore, I'm skipping my speech, my own speech. Many of you know that St. Peter's has faced challenges, often significant ones. But each time we have prevailed, built on a rock like Peter, and known as the Stone Church again in this community, we have stood firm through storms, winds, and waves. Therefore, I would like to thank the Reverend Dr. Jean Batisti Ntagengwa and his family for guiding us through his work at the diocese as the canon for multicultural ministries and immigration. As you heard in church, he helped us to get the status for the canon when he was coming to serve us. He has helped us understand our place in the Episcopal Church and in the worldwide Anglican Communion. I recall, so please help me to thank Dr. Jean. Thank you. And I recall one Sunday when confusion rose in that church, in the sanctuary. The Reverend Derek Winner stood firm. He was a supply priest that day. I watched you. You were confused. You stood firm, holding everything together despite the challenges that were going on. Though you were not able to solve in that one day our problems that were going on, today you're here, and we are still here, and you are celebrating with us as we say farewell to our vicar, and we would like to thank you deeply. Probably many of them don't recall that, but I'll never forget that Sunday. It was sad, but we prevailed. Our sincere thanks also go to the African Clergy Caucus, both all of you who are here and those who are absent, who have supported us spiritually and financially. We really appreciate that grant every year, whose efforts helped establish the Bishop Gates Anglican Episcopal Center, which is a center for all of us as Africans in Everett, where we gather as Anglicans, as Episcopalians, and most of all as Africans to celebrate our cultures, our ministries, our languages, our songs, and we still hope to add the Luganda on that post. So thank you to the African Caucus. Last but not least, 20 years ago, I was asked to go to Logan Airport to pick up a family. That day, I met the Rev Kezlon, Semanda, and some of his children. During our conversation, I learned that my grandfather's brother, the Reverend Daniel Canon Kayondo, and his wife Rachel Kayondo, who are my godparents, had been his mentors, and that he had served in one of my local churches where I come from. He knew many of the people I knew, but I never imagined he would one day be my priest in the church I go to. So I'm so thankful. During his time here in Boston, he has taught me how to follow the Book of Common Prayer. We sat together. The Book of Common Prayer is Echok Saba or Enjatulaya Faith. He taught me how to lead a full service. He encouraged me to pay attention to those small italics words they write in the Book of Common Prayer, because they give you all the directions you need to follow the book. A lot of times we ignore them, but please start to pay attention to those small words, because they tell you what to do, which often reveals the meaning behind our Anglican practices. He emphasized the beauty of our Anglican Episcopal structure as organized, intentional, and rooted in the truth that God is a God of order. He taught us that when you truly understand your faith, you will never leave it to go find something else. Spiritual growth, he always says, is not limited to Sunday school, but it's a lifelong process. I'm almost done. Being a Christian is a journey filled with challenges, but with prayer and discernment, we can always overcome them. Through the Bible study, prayer, intercessions every week, collaborations, and even his quizzes, I put the quizzes in, he has helped us deepen our faith. The truth is, you are not leaving us unchanged. Through those prayers, songs, and music, you have helped to unite us, especially during COVID, as they mentioned earlier. Somebody else was reading my thoughts. When we had no priest, like the lost sheep, from afar, he guided us online, connecting us with other priests and lay leaders in Uganda and here, a relationship we still cherish today. Even after 6 years, we still congregate with those people in Uganda. For the past 5 years, Rev Kezlon has faithfully served St. Peter's, bringing us together, nurturing our spiritual growth, and fostering joy within us. He has taught us the difference between joy and happiness. What you see now in the World Cup, when one team scores, that's happy. Minutes later, when the other team scores, there's sadness on the other side, and then there's happiness. But he's taught us to know the difference, because joy lasts forever and holds you in any moment. He encouraged us to be people who are easy to love. And he has exemplified this himself. You have made our lives easier for everyone around you because you are easy to love. Rev Kezlon, as you begin this next chapter of your journey, We as St. Peter's want you to know how deeply grateful we are for your years of faithful service, your guidance, your prayers, and your love for this congregation. You have touched many lives through your ministry in Boston, Massachusetts, and the USA at large. Your kindness and your dedication, the memories we have shared, and the seeds of faith you have planted, as we heard in the sermon today, among us will continue to bear the fruits for years to come. Although we are sad to see you leave, we celebrate the blessing you have brought to St. Peter's, and we send you forward with our prayers, our gratitude, and our very best wishes. May God continue to guide you, your steps, strengthen you, and bless you abundantly in all that lies ahead. You will always remain a part of our church family, and you will be greatly missed. As we move from, I want you to note this. As we move from Reverend Kezlon Chiwanuka, Semanda, not the middle name, to our new Reverend Chiwanuka Kaziwe, we will remain St. Peter, a family, a home, and a place for everyone. From all of us, thank you so much.